Hello everyone, welcome back to the video, and today we're going to be doing my power rankings. So let's get started. At number 32, I got the Chicago Bears. They're down 4 spots. Just another bad performance from the Bears. I thought they would beat the Bucks. Clearly, I was wrong. Lose another game. 31, I got the Texans coming off the loss against the Colts. The Colts are down 4. It's really just because teams are actually that lost. That were 0-1 last week are now 1-1. They won their game, so now they're up, and the Texans are moving down because of that. At 30, I got the Bengals. They're going up 1. They put up a good fight against a good Ravens team, and I think they've proven more than the Texans and the Bears have, but they also still got blown out by the Browns, so I can't put them up too high. At 29, I got the Panthers. Panthers were close against a good team in the Saints, so that's the real reason why I got the Panthers where they are. As for number 28, I got the Cardinals. Put up a good fight against a Giants team that is alright, I guess, and they've been in close games. They've lost both games by a total of 7 points, so that their point differential isn't bad. They've been competing, and they're not the worst 0-2 team. I had the Broncos at 27. They're down 5 spots. Makes sense, to be honest. The Broncos really aren't. The Broncos really, even though they competed last week, they still lost a game where they easily could have won, which is really disappointing if you're a Broncos fan. As for the number 26 team, we got my New York Giants here. They're up 6. It wasn't a very impressive win. The second half was very impressive. First half, not really. And for the Giants, they're really just moving up over these teams that are 0-2. Number 25, I got the Raiders moving down 9 slots. Yeah, they got blown out by the Bills after looking pretty solid week on. It's pretty sad if you're a Raiders fan. At number 24, I got the Vikings. They're down 2 spots. They're 0-2. They lost another game. At number 23, I got the Colts. Justice. I got the Colts at number 23. They're up 1 spot. They won against the Texans. Nothing super impressive, but still a win. Number 22, I got the Patriots. Down 2 spots. They've competed against we can assume 2 teams that are good in the Dolphins and the Eagles, who I had very high up. So good win for the good losses for the Patriots, but no wins. 21, I got the Chargers. They're down 8 spots. Once again, they're competing. That's not the problem. Isn't that they're competing? The problem is that they're just they're not good enough. Even though they're competing, it's really not good enough for this Chargers team, and they got to do better. As for number 20, I got the Steelers. They're up 10 spots. Yeah, they had a really bad week 1, but they bounced back week 2, beating the Browns. And also, little disclaimer: just because the Steelers beat the Browns, don't mean I think that they're better than the Browns, on a power ranking scale. You're ranking all 32 teams, so I can't really put head-to-head that much in the conversation. While yes, head-to-head is important, and teams that lose to another, I'm gonna rank them lower for the most part. But sometimes there will be a team that beat another team that it won't be head-to-head, won't be taken in counter. I was thinking about moving the Chiefs above the Lions, even though the Lions had beat the Chiefs. I didn't do that, but I could have, is what I'm saying. And my dog's just here in the background. I usually could have if I wanted to. So so head-to-head doesn't really matter. So the Browns are higher than the Steelers. It is what it is. 19, got the Bills. They're up 3 spots here. Blowout win against the Raiders. Not a very impressive one, other than that they won by a lot. But, they move up. They deserve to move up, but not by that much. At number 18, I got the Seahawks going up 11 spots. It's really good for the Seahawks. Good win against the Lions team that I personally think are very good. And the Seahawks beat them. So yes, I can't move the Seahawks above the Lions. I don't want to move the Lions down that much because they competed against the Seahawks. Now we'll talk about the Lions later. The Seahawks played well, and because they played well, they are moving up 11. I mean, it's early in the season. People are moving up and down a lot. Moving up to, I got number 17, the Titans. Yeah, I mean, solid win. And the Saints loss isn't really looking that bad, so the Titans are really looking like a mid-tier team. Not anything special, but definitely not bad for the Titans. So yeah, I believe the Titans are doing just fine. And number 16, I got the Jets, who are moving out 8 slots. I mean, they lose by a lot against a good team. Just proves to you that the Jets might not be one of those good teams if they're getting blown out by one. So that's why they moved down. 15, got the Browns. They're down a lot. They're down 11, right? Yeah, 11. The Browns are down 11. And yeah, they're sitting at number 15. They're still above the Steelers, even though the Steelers just beat them. The Browns low-key outplayed the Steelers, but they're down a lot because they should have not found a way to lose that game. They should have easily won that game. And because they didn't, they're down. 14 got the Commanders. This is the lowest ranked undefeated team right now. The Commanders at 2-0 are up 4 spots, but neither of the wins look very impressive. Broncos look bad. Cardinals look bad. The number 27, 28 teams. And although the Commanders aren't playing bad, they're in close games against teams that we presume are bad. So their resume, as we're looking at it, isn't very strong. Number 13 got the Jags. Jags are a good team. We know this. They're down 1 spot though. They lost to the Chiefs, and they moved the Chiefs above them, who are up by 5. Yeah, so close game between the Jags and the Chiefs. Chiefs won that one. That's why they're up 5. And I had a close game against the Lions last week anyway, so the Chiefs are moving up, whereas the Jaguars are slightly moving down because they lost against a good Chiefs team, but it wasn't that bad. And yes, the Jaguars are 1-1. The Commanders are 2-2. I'm still taking the Jaguars over them because the Jaguars has shown me more, even though they have that loss. At 11, same thing here. We got the Lions, who beat the Chiefs head-to-head. So I guess that's playing a little factor in here. Lions also have a good loss versus the Seahawks, or a team that looks pretty solid. I mean, week 1 they didn't look solid, but they lose to the Seahawks. And I guess if you want to group in the Rams beat the Seahawks by a good amount of points. The Seahawks beat the Lions, so the Rams are therefore above the Seahawks, because we only have 2 weeks to look at this. At some point, it won't matter. Like a team like, let's say, the Commanders may beat the Dolphins, and the Dolphins may beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys would still rank above the Dolphins, and the Dolphins would still rank above the Commanders. It doesn't really matter head to head, the scaling. But here in 2 weeks, head to head does play a factor, although I believe head to head isn't the biggest factor. But yeah, so that's why the Rams are above the Lions, because they have a good win against the Seahawks, where the Lions have a loss against the Seahawks, and then they have a good loss against the 49ers. So the Rams are at number 10 and well deserved. So no movement. There's only 2 teams that I kept in their spot, because although they both lost, they weren't bad. For number 9, I got the Buccaneers up 5. Another undefeated team here. Second lowest ranked undefeated team. And really the reason why they're lowly ranked compared to other undefeated teams is because the Bears don't look that good, the Vikings don't look that good, their wins don't look great. Now they're not bad because they're 2-0. I'm putting them above a team like the Rams, the Lions, the Chiefs. But I think a team at number 8, the Packers, who are already down 5, deserve to be above the Bucs. They had a close game against a good Falcons team, who are number 5 right now. And then they also destroyed the Bears, where the Buccaneers beat the Bears kind of. Like they beat them by like 10 points, where the Packers beat them more like 18. So yeah, Packers look better than the Bucs because of that. So you see where I'm getting why I believe the Packers are better. Number 7, got the Saints going up 8. You know, Titans looking good. That's a good win. Panthers aren't looking good, but the Saints still win that one. It wasn't a very impressive one. It was a close game, closer than it should be if you're the Saints team, but they're going up. Other teams are losing. The Saints are one of the only 2-0 teams left, so therefore they deserve to be up here. Number 5, I believe there's 9 2-0 teams left. So number 6, not number 5. Number 6, I got the Eagles going up 3. So yeah, once again, this is only based off of 2 weeks. Looking at it from preseason point of view, you might have the Chiefs top 5 still. You might have the 49ers at 1, the Eagles at 2, the Chiefs at 3, whatever you want to put it. But this is based off of 2 weeks. The Eagles competed against two teams that right now are 0-2. The Patriots are 22. The Vikings are 24. Those are okay. Those are subpar wins, and the Eagles are, yes, 2-0, which is impressive, but their wins weren't that impressive because they didn't really beat them via convincing fashion. At number 5, I got the Falcons, who are up 2. Yeah, so they beat a good Packers team the week prior. They beat a Panthers team by a good amount, so that's why you would put the Falcons above the Saints. They have a better win. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Panthers better than the Saints beat the Panthers. So that's why this Falcons team is top 5 in my opinion. Number 4, got the Ravens up 2. Their 2 wins are 30-31. So maybe you would argue, Falcons over the Ravens. But I think the Ravens offense and mainly their defenses look great, and the Bengals did score on them, but it was kind of a little garbage time, So I think the Ravens had that game won from the start. So I truly believe that the Ravens deserve to be over the Falcons. But if you are looking at it like that, you might put the Falcons above the Ravens. Number 3, I got the Dolphins, who beat the Patriots. And then they also beat the Chargers, so 2 teams, 21-22 right there. To beat some 2 subpar teams, but their offenses looked electric, and that's why I'm putting them this high. As for number 2, I got the 49ers. They're staying there. And number 1, I got the Cowboys. They're staying there. Cowboys look great again against the Jets. And the 49ers did compete against the Rams. It was close. Closer than maybe you want if you're a 49ers fan. But nonetheless, they still win that game. So that's going to be all for me today. See you guys in the next one.